Manage team. Play season game is selected. Entering weekly strategy pop-up. You have not finished up your week. Entering regular season week 3 screen. Entering regular season week 3 screen. Entering weekly strategy regular season week 3 screen. You have 4 options. Weekly gun plan goal is selected. Entering entering franchise hub screen home. Scout. Play season game is selected. Home you have 4 options. Play full game. Entering team select screen. The Washington Commanders, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And coming up, it's the Commanders' electric quarterback. He had a solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Commanders and the Eagles, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Entering play call screen.
2 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heineke.
Let's face it, you don't see too many Old Dominion alums suiting up under center in the NFL. And in fact, Taylor Heineke, the first ODU quarterback to suit up for a regular season game, not to mention doing well in the playoffs. This guy's an absolute fighter. Fought for every chance he's had in this league. Attitude, determination, those carry over to his teammates very well.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
So the Eagles now, they'll be in great position here to start things out. And they will be led out by their rookie cornerback.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked
Entering
off.
play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 3 options. Zone fit jet is selected.
And he is going to lose yardage here. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 3 options. Inside zone is selected.
Hands it off out of the gun. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Your screen tries to active size out this week.
There's no question good about any injury, but there's a silver lining to that, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart. Will they take advantage of it with good play, or have they not prepared well thinking they'll never get on the field and they'll go out there and hurt their team?
15 options. Field goal when D for yards is selected.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
Fielded just outside the goal line. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. Not the way they wanted to begin things.
And coaching. Pop-up menu. You have 3 options. Medical center. Entering. Player name D. Barnett. Player name M2 Ipulato. Player name Arquin. Player name D. Player name Arquin. Player name C. Gardner Johnson. Player name A. Saipas. Player name B. Toth. Player name A. Entering. Information pop up. The player's injury is too serious. Okay. Player name B. Toth. Player name T. Pinkston. Commander selected. Player names. Player name A. Rogers. Enter. Call. Coach. Pop-up menu. You have 3 options. Entering. Depth chart screen. 1 row 5. Commander selected. Slot 2. Slot 1. Slot 2. Slot 1. Entering franchise.
On the first play of the game, the good news, it only led to 3 points.
And remember our conversation with him prior to the ball game? He said they had something special designed for the first play. It didn't hit. Let's see if he can rebound from it and not let it get him down.
To the 22-yard line. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 22 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing, Heineke. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is 3rd and long. McNabb.
Triangle button.
Smith brings it in, going across the middle. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Now it's 3rd and 5.
For the first, there's a nicely good off to a decent game.
Now it's McNabb.
R1 button.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call.
And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give them a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Counter, this is Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 3rd down, Heineke. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Fielded at the 20. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, falls like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Where this second down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Complete. Smith has it. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
R1 button.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Eagles at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
R1 button. R1 button.
Second down, McNabb. He's going to flip it down here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz game, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply the offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
McNabb to throw.
Circle button. Square button.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
What you call a rookie mistake. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Heineke. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Heineke to throw it. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. It isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Solid stiff arm. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll run on the inside handoff. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game,
and he can't get rid of it, he's taken down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no...
Entering in call timeout is
anything. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Entering play call. Pick FG kicker. String flood. Verticals. Vertical. Punt. Field goal 63 yards.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good. off to the right, and that will keep this a three-point game. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in it. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Heineke, he's got it complete to Clark. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball out to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in 2nd down. 2nd and 6. Now Heineke. The open man is Clark, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Heineke. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Heineke. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that was good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks.
And now it's blocked. And the Eagles have got it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. Fielded right around the 8. And he returns this to the 22. Some good games coming up here in Week 3, the first weekend of fall officially. And tonight, the Niners and Broncos from Denver. 49er fans are probably saying, wait, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. No, they'll see him tonight. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern. Oh, look at that. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground a little bit.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9
One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. To throw, McNabb.
Circle button.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain.
Cross button. Cross button.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's first and 10.
R1 button. Circle button.
He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. So the coach putting the blitz on, and remember, that coach, former defender in this league, he loves this.
Yeah, they love to see it happen because I think they just have that flashback about when they were playing, right? That's what we were taught, that's what we did, and they've used that same impact with their own teams and do the same type of teaching.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions.
So that challenge is successful. To throw again on second down. Heineke got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A first down throw for Heineke. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Heineke under pressure. They got him again. T.J. Edwards in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs now leads to a third and long. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case,
and for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working.
Cross button. Cross button. R1 button.
Now a first down throw. McNabb. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover. They loved their fight, planted their feet, and forced the incompletion on first down.
Triangle button.
Now McNabb. And he comes back with...
Entering. Call timeout is selected.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions.
So 3 seconds here remaining in the half. It's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. And it's the Panthers who are out in front. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Nico Collins, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. In that matchup, all even in their battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And they were able to find some success running the football, which is something they'll need to continue to do in a close game like this one. Meanwhile, for Washington, here's a look at their numbers throwing the football in what was a very even first half. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
Defend geek pass.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. It's a tied football game here. What do you think Charles's message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tied game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just...
And now the rookie's free. 20. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight a little around the 4. The gain of a yard as they go a little closer here. It's third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott.
That empty selected.
And it's up and good to extend the lead to 13-6. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series in the second half. And this game was...
Entering franchise screen, you have 8 options. Resume is selected.
halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point, but it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game. And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Robinson up the middle. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Looking to throw, Heineke. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. So here are the Eagles to take over, trying to erase the memory of last week when they dropped one to the Minnesota Vikings. They're in the driver's seat right now with the lead. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Just a yard of the pickup there. I believe it was 3rd and 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out, had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mindset there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And when you see a screen pass as a defender, you see the ball floating in the air like that, you have to think to yourself, that can buy a little extra time if I bust my tail to get over there. If I avoid those blockers, I can go make the play behind the line of scrimmage, as he just did there.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Washington offense back out there. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs. Because even if you have to punt dead, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Now Heineke. And that will be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Entering play call. Check. Red option.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They're going to snub this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle 3rd of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. From the gun, he'll hand this off. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and well supported. I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing doing okay.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter. Heineke now looking to throw on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looking to throw again on second down. Heineke under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
There are 7 categories. Overload free scheme.
Washington on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world that it's a check.
Failure to connect on second down. That leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
This is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in trust, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Flushed out right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Here's Heineke. Flush to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Now after the sack, Heineke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. 3rd time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
Now Heineke on 4th down.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get it behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's McNabb. It's caught. Smith.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Triangle button.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he powers through the first lane, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. A play fake. Now McNabb. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
You have 15 options. Field goal, 51 yards is selected.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Washington ready to try again on offense.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. From the 31,
Heineke. They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Heineke now.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Entering play call, coach suggestions.
Maybe a critical
categories.
mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Throwing, Heineke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. To the air again, Heineke. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get under a minute to go now in the football game. The Commanders bring out the nickel package on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 186 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 6 options. HB1 is selected.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 6 options. Inside zone is selected.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, Charles, I mean, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for the Eagles, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
Entering player upgrades screen, Milton Williams is selected. You have 6 options. Power, speed rusher. You have 5 options. Overview is selected. Entering entering franchise hub screen home. Practice, manage staff is manage, view, advance week is selected. Home, you have two options. Next week is selected. News. Top stories. Bills hungry for win against Jackson's Ravens. Dolphins at Bengals. Who's ready? Where competitiveness is born. The Goings family. Tampa Bay prepares for Kansas City. Home, you have 9 options. Players ready to negotiate. Overall ranks. Top threat. Entering race sign players screen. You have 2 options. Start negotiations is selected. You have 2 options. Negotiate week 5 is selected. You have 2 options. You have 2 options. Start negotiations is selected. Years option is set to 1. Years option is set to 2. Years option is set to 3. Salary option is set to dollar. Make offer. Entering player sign screen. Entering race sign players screen. Years option. Salary option is set to $39M. Bonus option is set to $39M. Make offer. Entering offer feedback screen. Entering race sign players screen. You have 2 options. Negotiate week 5 is select. You have 2 options. Off. Entering weeks. Entering franchise hub screen home. Weekly. Manage roster. Home, you have 4 options. Franchise staff. Entering staff management screen. You have 4 options. You have 3 options. View talent tree is selected. Offensive. Player person. Offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinate. 0 second. 0 first. 0 second. 0 first. 0 first. 0 first. Offensive coordinator. Head coach. 0 second. 0 second. 0 second. Entering staff management screen. You have 4 options. You have 3 options. View. Entering weeks. Entering franchise. Options franchise settings. Home, you have 8 options. Scout college players is selected. Deck 16-0. Entering. Fell. Yes. Entering. Fell saved. Pop-up file saves. Entering weeks. Entering franchise hub screen home.